Hey everybody, I thought I'd give you a quick tutorial on how I created my porch signs. Today we're getting ready to actually do the reverse side of the porch sign. These are 5-foot length boards that I got cut at my local home store. They were primed pieces of wood, and I, for this instance on the front, just sanded it down a little to make the edges smooth, and then I painted it with a black exterior paint, and then gave it a little bit of wax just to make the surface nice and smooth and easy to chalk on. So as you can see, my first front of the sign was more for my late summer into early fall. It says "Be Happy," which is totally, you know, all about me. I'm totally about finding happiness. And I love sunflowers, so I was able to add our sunflower transfer to that. And because of the colors I used, it kind of helped me transition into early fall. But I'm getting ready to want to do the back side. And today I'm going to decide to use our monogram letters to do the word spooky. And I also have our Boo to You transfer, which I'm going to add to the top. So, as I said, this is 5-foot length, so 60 inches. You'll see that I already went ahead and roughed up the back and actually added our large buffalo plaid transfer to it. And in this case, the back side was white, and I used our black chalk paste to make the buffalo print. And I really wanted it to look really rustic, so I roughed it up quite a bit with a little bit of sandpaper after I finished. So the thing that we want to do is we want to place out our letters to kind of have a sense of where it is we want them to go. I'm going to use this O twice, so I want to leave room. And where you place your letters really is totally up to you. I want to leave some room at the top, so I think I'm going to start about here. What I find is sometimes easiest is to use our placement tape and just put a little tape where I want the start or the top of the letter to go. So I'm actually going to line it up with that line right there. So I'll know my first letter is going to go here, and then my second letter here. And I'm going to keep them pretty spaced apart based on the size of our size A transfer here, because I think that's going to give me a little bit of opportunity maybe to add in a few embellishments, maybe some candy corn or something like that. And that's it. I mean, it's really pretty simple. If you want, you can definitely take a little ruler and mark out your spots, but you don't have to do this. It don't have to be complicated. You can make it as simple as you want. I'm going to use our orange peel today because I really want this orange to pop. So I'm going to take my first letter, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a fuzz just to make sure I kind of loosen that adhesive. And then I'm going to place it down where I want it to go. Now remember, these are an adhesive back and they're a silk screen, so you can definitely move them around to where you want them to go. And because these are reusable, this is a fun activity that you can do with a group of friends. Matter of fact, I have some friends coming over in a little while, and they are going to be also working on the back side of the signs they created a few weeks earlier with me. So we've got the S. Quick, you can see how fast this project's going already with the first letter, and then just peel back gently and reveal the design. So there is our S. I have a little pan of water here, and I'm just going to place this in till I get a chance to clean it up. Now I've laid this out so I kind of know where my next letter should start, but you know, I'm really not super crazy about having things line up super perfect. If you are, use that placement tape as a marker and use a ruler to kind of keep things where you want them. But I think I'm gonna eyeball it and think about here. Seems like a good spot to put my next letter. Since I already laid it out, I have a general sense of how these letters are gonna fit on my board. You'll have to forgive my area here where I'm chalking. I'm actually in my garage on this beautiful fall September day. And I'm here in my garage because these boards are 5 feet long. And I don't have room in my house for a group of women to come and work on a big size board. So there we go. If I don't want to put this in the water bath, by the way, I can just stick it back on the transfer sheet until I have a minute to go over and give it a wash. So you can definitely do that as well. Here's my O, and again, just gonna eyeball it. Place it down. Just make sure that there aren't any air bubbles. So just smooth it out with your finger. And we're not gonna have to wash this in between doing the next one, which is kind of cool. And we're just simply spreading our chalk paste over the area of the screen. The green areas are just the adhesive, so you don't have to worry about that. If your chalk paste, while it's sitting out, is getting a little thick, just go ahead and add a little water and give it a stir. This is about the end of my orange peel. It's getting to the end, so it probably could use a little water. Now, same thing, I'm just gonna put this where I want it. Lay it down. And I'm kind of just want to make sure that I don't have any air bubbles here, but I don't want to put my hand all over this while it's still wet. So one of the things that I can do is, instead of doing this letter next, is get it positioned. But once that dries a little bit more on the screen, I can go back and do it without worrying about getting all that chalk paste on my hands. So we'll go with the K next. Oh, and there's my Zoe saying hello. Hello, Zoe. She's hearing a few trucks, I think, and cars go by. And we're gonna put this K right about here. And fill up our squeegee. Now you can change colors here if you want, since this is kind of a Halloween theme. If I wanted to use alternating purple and green and orange, I could definitely do that with my letters. But I'm gonna keep them all consistent this time. But that's the beauty of using this, is that you can make it your own style and your own color scheme, whatever makes you happy. And I just love how easy it is to pull back and reveal that gorgeous design, whether it's our monogram letters or really detailed screen. Every time it just comes out perfectly. So I'm gonna scoot this up, go ahead and do the last Y, and then I'll go back and finish up that O. So here we go. And then the last thing, of course, I'm going to do is add my boo to you. So I'll have to decide what I want to use. Maybe that's where I'll add in a little of our purples. I'll have to think about that. Sometimes I make these decisions spur of the moment, whatever the mood strikes me. So here we go. Smooth on that chalk paste. And peel back and reveal that Y. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. So let's go back and take a look and see if that O is dried a little bit so that I can pat it down without worrying about getting chalk paste all over my hands. Of course, if I do, it's not the end of the world. You all know it's water soluble. I can wash it right off with water. But I wanted to be able to have an opportunity to smooth this down. This is a transfer we've been using quite a bit. So it's starting to lose some of its stickiness. And that means we want to make sure there aren't any air bubbles. You can expect to use our transfers about 8 to 10 times. If you've watched me before, you know that, but if this is your first time watching, you might like to know that as well. All right, here we go. The last little bit. Put all that excess right back in the jar so we can use it again. And I do think that could use a little bit of water to thin it out. It's getting a little thicker than I like it. But there you go. And it also dried a little bit on the screen. There was probably some left over. I'm just gonna see if I can add a little bit there. If it doesn't, I'm not really too worried because I kind of like the rusticy look. I think it goes really well with the whole spooky theme anyway. So I'm just gonna put this over here because it definitely needs some water and rinsing, so we'll do that. I've got my friends coming over here in just another half hour. So as you see, this took just really about, oh, I don't know, not even 10 minutes, right? To do these letters fast. And since this is already dry up here, I can jump right in and add this boo-to-you right up on the top. I can just use the cute little what are these, ghosts? Or I can use the whole boo-to-you. I don't think the whole boo-to-you is gonna fit. So I think I'm gonna go with just these little guys. So I'm just gonna fuzz those, and these are the only two guys I'm gonna worry about adding. And I think we're gonna do these cute little guys in this cute color. And we can add a nice Halloween bow to the top of this board. Maybe some candy corn, not candy canes. Scoots this down so you can see where I've placed these. Those are cute, aren't they? Might even put some down here because they're kind of cute. I think I'll do those a little off center because I think I'm going to throw some candy corn on here as well. Maybe even stick some of them in the O's. I have to think about that. That'd be cute, wouldn't it? I'm here alone in my house, by the way, so if anybody's walking by and they're watching me, they're probably thinking, I'm talking to myself. There we go. Add those cuties. So that's it. I think I might add a few more embellishments, but that is a quick tutorial on how it is that I used our monogram letters to create our porch sign. Hope you enjoyed.